All right, switching gears. Congressman Joe Wilson, he yells, "You lie." Since then, President Carter says racism is at the bottom of all this uproar. What do you feel?
I believe that some of the right-wing extremists which oppose President Obama are also racially prejudiced and would prefer not to have an African-American president. But I don't believe that all the people that oppose him on health care and all the conservatives are racist. And I believe if he were white, every single person who opposes him now would be opposing him then. Therefore, while I have devoted my life to getting rid of racism, I think this is a fight that my president and our party, this is one we need to win on the merits. And so I understand why it's frustrating, because the congressman was from South Carolina. South Carolina is noted in the Republican Party for having Bob Jones University and
Dixie flag.
The Dixie flag, the messy primary with John McCain and President Bush in 2000. But I really think that we should disaggregate lingering problems of discrimination from the attacks to which the president is subject. The ones that have a obvious racial overtone, you can see that's coming from an extreme right-winger who also has racial prejudice. But we have to win this health care fight on the merits, and that's what the president said. He's absolutely right about it. I respect President Carter for his concern about this, but this is a fight about whether we're going to basically keep making excuses for being the only wealthy country in the world that can't figure out how to insure everybody, can't figure out how to get decent health outcomes compared to our competitors, and insist on paying twice as much as anybody else does. Now, if we want to keep doing that, we can do it. I'd rather have that fight right now, and that's the fight President Obama wants, and I think he made the right decision.
So was President Carter wrong?
There's no wrong or right on this. I think that if you're a white Southerner and you've been involved as long as Jimmy Carter has, as long as I have, if civil rights was essentially the cause of your life that drove you into politics, you're exceedingly sensitive to anything that sounds racially prejudiced. But you can't, but if you're president, you have to be exceedingly sensitive to the fact that not everybody who disagrees with you on health care has a racist bone in their body. Some of the extremists do, but most of them don't. Let me put it this way. If Barack Obama were a white president, I believe virtually 100% of the people who oppose him on health care today would oppose him on health care anyway. So I don't want to say that President Carter is wrong about there being some still racial prejudice involved in the opponents of President Obama. But this fight is a fight which would exist no matter what the color of his skin is, because of the, look what happened in 93 and 94 to me. I mean, the right has never wanted, they didn't want Medicare, they didn't want Medicaid, they didn't want the children's health care program, they didn't want Social Security. And they somehow believe that miraculously we should be the only rich country in the world that can't figure out how to cover everybody, and keeps shoveling literally $900 billion a year at health care. You know, you think about how much our deficit is today. Think about how much we're at a competitive disadvantage with other countries in manufacturing. We're throwing $900 billion a year at health care that has nothing to do with good health and doesn't even cover everybody. So the people that are getting the big chunk of that money don't want to give it up, and they're ready to stoke all these fires. That's the fight Barack Obama wants. He wants to fight this on the merits, and I respect that, and he's right about it.